Cascade, you can see me?
Your former double gazes at you, stooped and slightly twisted. Of them all, he was the one you least expected to ever see again. His hair looks like it exploded.
Okay, you can definitely see me. That's less than ideal. You could have been anyone. I've put a lot of time into psychogenic translucency. No. At least I don't believe so. If it's happened, I haven't noticed.
He takes you in with a blank expression. Deceptively blank. Just behind, his perfect memory ticks and whirs like ancient clockwork.
Thanks for enduring the stares. I'm aware they're significant. I'm glad my facts reached you. I assume you destroyed it post-reading? A document tastes better when it's extra sensitive. No, I'm Holocene. Miho is a concept. I suppose you could say I'm a representative of Miho. Through cognitively enhanced stagecraft.
The dark arts of the opera's Remembrancer division. Much storied, often unsuccessful. Your former double stares blankly at you.
I'm telepathically communicating the specifics to you right now, Cascade. Seems like you have some mind improvement to do. I forget nothing. Come on, Cascade. Operational security.
Holocene is already a cryptonym.
Conceptually secure. Functionally fraught. We should get to it. The dreaming glass is already mid-tilt. It's good to see you, by the way.
A brief grin irradiates his pale face.
While.
There is a new mutedness to him. And
It's just a short-term arrangement. Joylessly. I also considered suicide, but, you know, the sixth type of ambiguity is my least favorite.
when a statement says nothing, readers are forced to invent a statement of their own, most likely in conflict with that of the author.
How many times has the opera presented homicide as suicide? That's a rhetorical question. I know the answer. It is very good to see you, Cascade. Much too busy getting in.
His skin has the color and consistency of chalk.
Sub-zero. No dawn, no dusk. Same camouflage anyway. Only difference is where the darkness is gathered. Ahead of you or behind. This. I had to escape the Weeping Eye's blast radius, so I reckoned with our dismantling by going silo solo.
A ghost in the system.
Of course, they did the very opposite. Their telephonic arch-narc, Melita, was nowhere to be heard.
Whoa, 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 easy. That nickname is offensive and unapproved.
You'd have to ask them, and then assume the opposite of whatever they tell you. Abortive dreams of space conquest. That's about it.
You sense the weight of the structure above you, the inverted tower hanging over your head.
But all entry points are monitored, if that's what you mean. I have the description of every individual who has made it down here since my arrival. The stairs are often deemed too long by those short of volition. The sheer tedium reaching the bottom outdoes other, far more expensive security measures. Look around you, Cascade. Not many catch-ups going on 200 feet sub-terra. Alive? I assumed he would have killed himself by now, given his condition. Highly suspicious that he hasn't. Interesting persona. And in its own way, appropriate. Or maybe that's what he wants you to think. He's a cop, so inherently untrustworthy by nature. You may recall I objected to bringing a cop on board in the first place. Torture. Unfortunate and concerning. What I'm hearing is that she should now be considered a potential enemy asset. She's young, Cascade, and malleable. You always were too naive when it came to kindred. That is quite the something, yes. The specifics are irrelevant. You've been sniffing the opera's glue again, Cascade.
Solvent abuse allegation. Unsubstantiated. Hostile.
They've got you on a new assignment already. I can practically smell your singed ion channels. And you didn't think to question this. I apologize for being dismissive yet accurate. Why have you accepted this almost certainly doom-sealed assignment from the Operant Bureau? A set of tastefully chosen apology cards would have been easier. The cosmic point. My own loyalty to the opera is irretrievable. I wrote a thesis on this exact subject, actually. You should read it.
He rummages briefly, then produces a formidable stack of jaundiced paper, the size of a small cat's coffin.
862 pages. Not an endeavor for the faint of mind. You know, now that I'm looking at it, I feel good about the font. 10-point sonatine. I went back and forth on the font, but the font was well chosen. It has 3.
And he can't wait to tell you.
Opera Furiosa, a close reading of the Operant Bureau and its contradictions, or Strewn in Constellation, Second Thoughts on the Collective Frontier. The third title is cipher encrypted. Don't worry, the rest is plain text. As you've probably gathered from its aura, this is a thermobaric-grade explosive document. Do not let it fall into the hands of its very subject. I don't care for meta-texts.
Reactionary theorizing. He should direct this doorstop-sized critique inward at his next ideological struggle session.
Whatever gave you that idea?
You hurt his feelings.
Your emotions are impeding your extraction of meaning. True, I will never again work for the opera, but I would be open to an interdepartmental collaboration between the opera and Miho. I don't know, Cascade. You tell me. All I have is some critical information to hand that you have yet to ask me about. Information critical. I've discovered who betrayed our whole sick crew.
You hear his words, then unhear them. Old wounds split open within your mind. Are you between crosshairs? What have you missed? What has the other not missed? And the last question, always the last. How much of the world is in on it?
All too real. All too late.
He closes his eyes and tilts his head, as if in pain.
Kindred did not betray. She was uncovered. I'm talking about the initial domino flick, the loose clot that caused the aneurysm.
Such crucial information should have been conveyed directly to the Operant Bureau. Something is out of step. Absolute conviction behind his words. This is no bluff or bait.
I'm eager to delve into the specifics of who turned us to searing dust, but can't commence an intra-agency collab without defined terms.
Intra-agency? But there's only one agency. The one you both work for.
You joining Miho, and Miho riding Shadow Shotgun with the Operant Bureau.
He keeps mentioning this Miho thing. Ominous.
Monaxial intelligence and hermetic operations.
Hold on. Monoaxial. Hermetic. This is literally just him. Your old bandmate's gone and tried his hand at a solo career. Your former double stares at you and lifts his eyebrows slightly. A long time passes.
It's an acronym? No. In this instance, hermetic bears a double meaning, both utterly sealed and in the tradition of occult science. That is probably the word I'm most proud of in the acronym. Thank you for highlighting it. Miho is a brand new counterintelligence agency, one devoted to the pursuit of absolute reality through supracognitive espionage.
In a dark basement in Novessa, a female controller in her mid-30s stifles an inexplicable urge to push a palm into her face.
No lies. Net zero deception. Imagine it, Cascade. The world as it is, disreflected.
A banishment of mirrors.
Not remotely.
He's taking this seriously. You should too.
Really? I thought... Anyway. Yes. Great. From the Operant Bureau's grimoire. Advanced is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. They should drop that, and maybe drop the cognitive part too while they're at it. I mean, come on, Cascade. It's the opera. But sure, do tell.
At least we have a building with working electricity.
I presume you mean you blended in? Not that you engaged full invisibility?
A trace of concern that you've pre-achieved the very thing he was attempting to do when you found him.
No, I'm glad the opera's baby invisibility served you well. Miho will certainly take it into account. You are speaking with its director, yes. Due to security and communication concerns, Miho's director is also its sole representative.
Miho is gangless. Front of the bus, no friends. A one-man intelligence agency. Typical remembrance her histrionics.
Just me. For now. It keeps things secure. I can declassify documents just by thinking about them. How do you mean? Well, to be honest, Cascade, Miho's development, while advanced, has stalled somewhat. But maybe that's why you've appeared. The H stands for Hermetic, as I said. Also, I do not recognize Herschel as a standalone entity. Miho will... I concur. By and large, I'm still a subscriber, but far from a true believer.
Worst of all, the so-called reformed communist. Gulag.
I saw something in it once. It had a glow. Then it lost it, somewhere along the way. Like you, Cascade, there is one party degree I still jive with. The end of history. That makes sense to me now, for what it's worth. History is not a linear march of fastidiously checked events. It is a fiction, edited and spliced by quick hands in back rooms. Better to end it. Roll credits, then smash the projector. I do. That's the problem. My memory is a definitive history that no one chooses to adhere to. likely compounded by my profession.
Afflicted by that odd loneliness that comes from seeing and knowing a lot that you can't do much about.
I was let in unawares, seduced by communist hermeneutics. Let me put it like this. I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't once been a communist. But now that I am who I am, I can never be one again.
He didn't choose this. If he had his way, he'd be 10 books deep in a dusty library. Someone must have ushered him in.
Of course, plucked straight out of my college days.
As were you. A bullet knocked you down. The communists dragged you clear.
I studied modern languages initially, but swiftly, some claimed alarmingly swiftly, pivoted to new criticism in my second term. I soon became involved with the socialist poetry magazine Playoffs as a regular contributor. The editor was a woman I admired quite a lot.
There. How it so often goes. The emotional spell cast as ideology.
Gifted, curious, persuasive. This editor was a communist, and upfront about it. What she was less upfront about was her covert role as an opera talent scout. She was well versed in socialist hermeneutics, the literary application of materialism, and I was very young, very malleable, and very keen to close read the world. So eventually I dropped out of college and followed her to the superblock. And slowly, too slowly, realized that communists don't believe the world can or should change. And if you cannot change it, Cascade, then interpreting it holds no meaning.
He skipped over the part where he followed this woman to another country.
When I was a writer, yes. Then I became a spy. I soon learned that half the world is made up, the other half is a fabrication, and neither side seems able to keep their story straight. Dial V.
Odd cadence. He hasn't said that name in a long time.
Define thing. She was attractive, certainly. Of course she was. But I was in it for the intellectual stimulation.
His perfect memory is failing him here. Right at this critical moment, he followed his heart and dragged his mind along behind it.
I saw her again once, in Novessa, March '91. Just before we left for Portofino, by coincidence. Although there is, of course, no such thing.
Spring's thin edge, a promise yet to be delivered on. Trembles of blossom on the tree branches lining People's Square. A woman in a blue cardigan pauses at a wooden stool stacked with old books.
No, she didn't even recognize me. And I didn't even bother to correct her. I felt nothing, Cascade, for the world or for the cause.
Or for her.
But I have many happy memories of more idealistic times, and for those, I owe her a lot. Excellent idea, Cascade. Miho would assist you in completing the assignment, while you would join Miho as the agency's first special asset. Liminal class.
A shocking demotion. Rung number 1 on the ladder of being.
I would act as assignment lead for Miho, you would act as assignment lead for the opera, and therefore assignment lead for the assignment. We will never once speak of our collaboration. Of course. Then our two agencies can freely share any self-hold information.
Your former double looks beyond you and goes completely still for a long moment. A familiar tick, like he's caught a glimpse of an alternate future and can't look back.
Likely the assassination of a major political figure. Lucian, I would venture, one of their photocopied ministers. But I've already said too much.
Is he engaging in advanced cognitive maneuvers right now?
Good thing I brought all my chips. There is my proposition. An interdepartmental collaboration. You join Miho as a temporary asset. Miho lends its full force to the opera.
Read between the logistical acrobatics. He just really wants to work with you again. Don't you also want to work with him?
For Miho. But thank you, Cascade. This makes me a very excited piece of protoplasm. We're almost set. Of course, we can't kick off collaboration with our base of operations in such a state.
It seems largely fine.
So, here's my first directive, Special Asset. Get cleaning. I did not create the tyranny of hierarchy, Cascade, but I remain oppressed by it.
It's not even messy.
I can barely hear you above all this mess, Cascade. As I said, impossible to commence operations within the current state of affairs. Oversee. My take is that it's clearly not a conspiracy, just a barely concealed truth.
A nonchalant tone, disguising obsessive amounts of research.
Conceptually speaking, Luz's entire political history can be mapped across a unified cognitive plane. There are divergences, of course. Any mind will inevitably turn against itself, given enough time and ideas. But, broadly, it can be close read as a unanimous cerebral process.
Your former double's eyebrows shoot up and stay up for 3 seconds before he wrangles them back down again. Oh yeah, mentally snapshot this. He's impressed.
Sounds like a hot find, Cascade. Congratulations. I'd be very careful what you do with that. La Luz will likely want it back. 2 Cascades. To avoid ambiguity, I'm going to operate under the assumption that you are the original. The imprint I will class as an existential threat. Were you really that lonely, Cascade? Or was it just that no one could compare to me but you? In your own time, Cascade.
A silver brick, foil wrapped and creased with factory precision. You recognize its dull sheen and shape beneath the word Cosmocomeda, a grinning cosmonaut, one gloved hand giving a thumbs up, the other squeezing purple paste from a tube into their mouth. Produced by a company called Vanguarda 79, it claims to be the food of the future. The best futures are preserved. This one comes freeze-dried, sealed in foil. Tossed in the corners, clotted beneath furniture, dozens upon dozens of silver packs, blend in the half-light. This is a man with a system, a tried and tested one. 5, to be precise, ever since the crew's blowout. You went east, he went south. Your former double glances back at you, pushes his glasses up his face, then turns away. Even though Cosmocomeda claims to be the food of the future, small print on the packet reads, Best by Hebdomus 84, 12 years ago. He's subsisting on these alone. There's a coil wired into the wall, fused to the socket with melted plastic and faith. That's where he eats, listening to current crackle overhead. He found himself a little world, newly terraformed, all his and no one else's. A body in a ditch, a back alley arrest, a name scraped off a plaque and folded into bureaucracy. You'd assumed a lot, but not this sad half-death. And now both of you are here, together, standing among the crash site, long after the retrieval crews have given up hope and gone home. Heat stamped in pale blue, weight, pack date, and manufacturer details. A company called Lockley and Refnor. Famous for sterile logistics, tax-flexible exports, and a stunning aversion to political alignment. A triumph of international cooperation. You sense the long shadow of Emter hanging over this. This is not about cleaning. It is not even about this room. Of course, there is a room behind this one, locked within your former double's head. Curtains twitch at the windows. Inside, stacks of dogged dream and memory contaminate each other. You'll need a key. He wants you to find something he cannot give you. It is disguised but not hidden, so probably something like that piece of paper right there. Maybe, or maybe you just missed it. This is not about cleaning. It is not even about this room. It is about that single slip of paper and whatever is written upon it. The packet makes a sheet of thick paper lies on the floor, folded in half and partially covered by shadow. Impossible consonant clusters assault your mind's ear. Milvorchskva osmowordvish nikakonadika fumapavtivigarjohedakatjivada ichpivduver. A cipher, encoded by a frenzied hand. One glance, and you know it is. The key that requires a key. Beside you, a gradual upshift in Holocene's energy. Almost certainly. Unmistakable. Passing through his near impenetrable theater reports could often feel like full tilt hallucination. Right now? Operant, please. This kind of stagecraft takes application, a methodology. You can't just dash it off. Endless lines trace and retrace, frenzied scribbles on the white walls of your skull. From the tangle of scribbles, shapes form, break, reform. It's not that you're forcing the code to conform to your language. You are learning the new language that the code is written in. Yes, you feel a pulsating rhythmic unity with the ciphertext, all of which is good enough to reveal the first two letters, I-T. That's it. But there is order to all this. There is a way forward, and it follows a certain school of logic. Slapped, dashed, and self-congratulated. A flying start indeed. You refold the paper and slip it into your pocket.
Well, the room situation is much improved, Cascade. Very clean. Fine job. We must not have been looking at the same room. Oh, yes. I'm afraid I can't elaborate on that right now, but please remind me to elaborate on it later.
Your former double stares blankly at you, as if you never spoke at all.
A thorough clean will always turn up expected and completely mundane items. And coincidence is a story we tell ourselves.
Stop the ride. We want off. Your former double rubs his neck nonchalantly and gazes at the ceiling.
I've tolerated the cardiovascular grandpa too long. I should zero him out to fortify operational security.
He runs a smoothing hand across his hair. It springs back up. even more disarrayed than before.
Miho's counter-analysis is the finest in the hemisphere, but its stagecraft is amateur at present.
Holocene unfolds his dressing gown, and then folds it again.
High time for another Cosmo ration. How many have I had today? It's hard to keep track sometimes as they're so delicious. I'm sure you can, Cascade. Now, please, go and practice your stagecraft in more suitable surroundings. Miho believes in you.
You stand before an archive. You turn up.
Hello again.
She holds a beer bottle, a sacrificial offering, better than a pigeon.
No, one of them didn't smash on.
I see it. Must have happened when our attention was elsewhere. Well, our friend, you found it, so it's your luck if you please.
There's no such thing as luck. Luck is the most important tool you have.
Be cool if you could throw it over there, though. And hey, would put the luck theory to the test. We'd mind a little.
Just a touch.
Hello again.
She holds a beer, a sacrificial offering.
No.
I see it.
There's no such thing as luck is the most important tool you...
Be cool if you could throw it over there, though. We'd mind a little.
Just a touch.
You draw back your arm and throw, overarm. The bottle leaves your hand. It cuts a graceful arc through the night sky. No spin. The angels stop their shimmering and turn to watch this one perfect throw. Sick.
Got it.
Bravo, bravo. What a hero you are.
She weighs the bottle in her hand, grins.
That was really fucking cool.
I think we'll stay for a while. Enjoy the sky. You can see the stars more clearly out here.
But after that, you never know.
A missile flies through the sky, screaming its arrival. They pick up their instruments one last time.
Bye, friend.
you're back. What now? Let's see. Aha, yes. This is good metal. Take it.
The crumpled bills bounce off your chest. You catch some, the rest fall to the ground. You pick up the loose bills and unfold them, one by one. She doesn't even... You have never been paid in a more degrading way.
You want more? There is always more. Aha! You say you're not a scavenger, but you are a good scavenger. Yes, very proficient. Fool. It's all... Here, fool.
She's like a bottomless well. Shake her and more will come out.
I am close, yes, very... Ah, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, this is all I need.
An insane sun rises from behind her arm. You know it in your gut. You have done a very bad thing.
Take it all. We won't need it anymore. No, we won't.
A queasy feeling comes over you as you gather up the piles of loose change. Somehow you know she is right. Where you are going, money will not help you.
Just wait. Wait there. 6 hours, yes. And I will have built it. Ha 6 hours. Aha. Tomorrow, she says. Tomorrow.
An odd, slight peal sounds when she moves, like distant bells or the jangling of construction rods. Over her shoulder, you suddenly notice that in the sky, dusky just moments ago, is now pitch black.
Look. It's not a hat, but nice, yes, nice. It is nice. Take my hand.
Danger. Don't touch. Your skepticism runs dry in the face of a real trepidation. Her leather hand clamps shut upon yours. A pale, screen-lit face watches in expectation. You feel nothing. If you expected a surge of energy, a rush, that is not where this was going. And yet...
Look at your clock. Welcome to true time. Yes, remember, you...
Ahead, the... You catch the next arrow trap. The bed welcomed. The stillness of the room quietened. The heifer coffee lady and bagman make an odd... The ombre, ever vigilant, watches you from the shadows. You step back and survey the totality of your decorative efforts. 3 insignificant posters, seeming all the smaller for the enormity of the void that surrounds them. You've been starved of art, of colour, of life for 5 years. It's more than nice. Watchful eyes stare at you from the wall as you back away. Brethren, friends, company. The magic box hums its secret tune in a dark...
Operant, I'm glad you called. How's it going over there?
Her voice, tired, thin. She's been at her desk for many hours.
I was just wondering, have you had a chance to reconnect with Estoc yet? Stuff. What kind of stuff? Operant, we're meant to defend the working classes, not become them. Right. Still in the grip of cop mania. That's a little concerning. I see. Too bad we're not running a charity for leering pensioners. Interesting. Though I'm struggling to see what this professional dispute has to do with your assignment. I detect a theme of unsavory male behavior in your choice of side things. Just a reminder that you're meant to be forming a plot to zero out the Grand Lich, not raising class consciousness. That's nice. Full plate, it sounds like. Still, I think you could slip in a little espionage every now and then.
Just a little. For fun.
Speak with Estoc. Find out what they want for the prisoner. That's the first step to untying this knot. I once saw some cross-stitching in an old woman's bathroom that made a similar argument. Now what's on your mind? A cipher. Intriguing. Sounds like you're making progress. Great. Give me the sequence and I'll feed it to Litost. If it's machine breakable, we'll crack it clean in a few minutes.
Litost, the high priest of mirror tongues. A crematorium-sized mainframe of groaning reels and dust-choked cores, born in the block's industrial dawn.
Hold.
She smooths her skirt as she stands, slipping from her desk and walking over to an ancient mainframe, Litost's altar. 32 floors down before being passed by a computational unit built like a reactor. Gigantic, humming, kept alive by car-sized ventilators.
Shouldn't take long. So, while we're waiting, where did this cipher originate? Curiosity. And also, if you don't tell me, I won't give you the keyword.
We're really gonna grass up Holocene to the bosses. Narc behavior. Disappointed in us. Good chance to ask her some questions about your former double and his discontents.
Did you find him, or did he find you?
That pause wasn't hesitation. It was mourning. She's grieving a less disappointing version of you. Narc Central. And for what? Bitch isn't even thankful.
I didn't. But now I do. Where has he been hiding? Is that your answer, or his? Worth very little then, as it stands. Cascade, please don't drag him back into my life. You are enough. Exactly that.
2 years ago, a decision tree split. You retrieved Holocene. Lost. There are hidden variables.
Miho? You can't be serious. Of course it is. Nonsense, in other words.
As you spill his secrets, your former double's face flashes across your mind.
And what's Miho's aim exactly? Consider it declined. I have the authority to shoot that one straight down. Oh, wonderful. Let me ask you this. Why do you think he was assigned to Portofino alongside you back in 91?
You were never told. No formal directive, no rationale. He simply appeared 2 days after you did, already briefed.
Parallel placement. Operants like him are rare. They track patterns, solve emergent problems you don't have names for. You just need to keep them narrow, siloed even. Next to nothing. Whatever he learned, he puzzled out by himself. When your network was exposed,
He was cheap furniture in a burning room.
we weren't sure we could get either of you out. There was a window, a narrow one. What Holocene knew was more abstract. That's all it came down to. But that's not to say we didn't try.
An acceptable sacrifice.
He's misremembering. We did, and he went dark. Which suited us, to be blunt. I hope you don't regret asking. You're not cleared for that tier of emotional disclosure.
Push a little. You can get it out of her.
I'd say this then. Some operants you don't control, you merely orbit. Holocene doesn't think in strategy or data. It's all foundational. He's drawn to the core of things. I've seen him fax back reports with the premise rewritten in the margin. By being ahead of us. Early on, he was always right. Not just accurate, right. Operationally, philosophically, it's exhilarating. And then it's exhausting. Every day you feel like you're 5 minutes late to a conversation he's already halfway through. Inconsistencies started popping up. Some reports didn't add up. He'd go dark for longer than agreed upon. One day he asked for interpretive authority.
This just sounds like talking to Holocene.
It means he wanted to decide what an assignment meant. He wasn't asking to change them. He wanted to rewrite the logic behind them. He told me most assignments didn't fail because operants missed objectives. They failed because the objectives misread reality. He did. To be honest, Cascade, he spoke of you fondly and often.
Her last 3 words flutter across the inside of your mind, casting quick new shadows as they pass.
You can have it with a condition. Beyond this, please stay away from Holocene. Just about good enough in the interest of the assignment.
Ideological hygiene above personal sentiment. This is how we win the next century. We can never look him in the face again. First of the gang to knock. Plastic being shuffled, then the voice of your handler over the line.
Cascade, the keyword is eschaton. Final word. I hope that cipher turns out to be a resignation letter. I would not put it past him to encrypt one of those. Luck and skill, operant.
You return to the desk. You turn away. The block of aggressively through it, a shadow text is threaded, one which may rise to legibility at any moment. Eschaton 519 subtracting the numerical value of each letter of the keyword. N becomes I, M becomes T, The key slides in, the tumblers are lifted up and fall back into place. The letters give themselves up one by one, a series of little surrenders. As the bags grew heavy with his blood, he was reminded of a belief he had harbored as a child when upon being told that the human body held tongue, singular. You have transcended to a rarefied realm of language shared by exactly one other person. The beauty of ciphers. It induced a pleasant torpor in him to watch the hose stiffen as his blood filled it, raising itself like the hackles on a frightened animal. Suddenly, however, he detected a sensation at first unexpected, then terrifying, counterflow. A portion of his blood was swimming upstream, a swarm of red-black clotted eels trying desperately to remain inside of him. A memory is knocked loose. It's a scene from Holocene's favourite novel, a science fiction offering with elements of horror. At a place where books gather, the honor stall in Party Alley might be a good first stop. You never got around to reading it, but there's debris from it floating around in your mind. Holocene used to quote it incessantly. Blood type, hecatomb. Find the book. The text was only part of the cipher, the meta layer. Or you have fundamentally misjudged the depth and nature of your friend's malaise. Oh look, a fresh rung on the abject mental illness ladder. Down we go. You put the cipher away. The fax machine light. You turn away from the fax machine.
Oh, Prince. I'll be here if you...
Cascade.
Without a word. He keeps staring down.
I'm here.
Hey, Hirsch.
Carolina still looks gaunt and tired, but animated. There is an excitement to her movements, a flush to her cheeks. She has a purpose.
Guess so. The bartender's nice. It's been a while since I was out and around new people. Not at all. But I do miss my machine. I could be tinkering right now.
Stupid assignment getting in the way of the real shit.
Sketching out some ideas in my head, though. Something to look forward to when we come back. No. Nobody?
It hadn't occurred to her that she would have a choice.
I trust you. I'll follow your lead. Yeah, maybe. I don't really want to talk about it, Hirsch. Weird. Like I'm on the wrong planet. I keep trying to control things with my mind, like I'm still in the machine. And I'm dreaming again. I think.
Bet the tech hangover is making them vivid, or even making them real.
I saw a man in a tent filled with smoke. There were soldiers or hunters gathered around him with spears. He was chanting, like a star shaman. No, it was an ancient language, really clear, old stuff. And they were wearing furs. The tent was lit by flame in a pit.
The tent reeks of burnt meat and herbs. The Paleolithic huntress inhales deeply. Her mind swims in blessed smoke.
He threw what looked like dice onto the ground, but when he picked them up, I saw they were bones, each side carved with the rune script, just like I use. I didn't understand anything that they were saying, but they didn't like whatever the bones told them. It was like they'd been sentenced to death.
She's trying to seem detached, but she's clearly disturbed. She's seen something true, if not real.
Yeah, probably. It's nice to have dreams that are just mind nonsense again. Difficult not to look for meaning in them, but it would be like convincing yourself you're hearing words in a cooling fan, right?
Rhetorical question. She's undecided, but you won't be able to push her one way or the other.
Haven't slept since you left. See you.
With pleasure. Let's be rational. Alright, why are you asking me? It's right. I know I was asked to keep it.
The Azuri smell.
I'm glad you do. I'll be seeing you.
The intercom. The indicator light. A thin whip of the indicator. The reveal. The intercom gleams and the indicator light flicks on. The indicator. The revealed intercom.
But he didn't want to share.
His eyes are dark, tired, but still sharp.
So you bugged his shit. I can already hear one of those crickets chirping. Glad to know you still got it. Tight. I kept an eye on the bug. A few calls already came in. We should give it a listen. All right, this might take a while. You got time? Get that fucking box over there, would you? All right. Communion with the cricket.
Modded tape deck with antenna to pick up the cricket signal. Signature Ramsey's engineering. Zero budget precision. Wretched and ingenious. He slides right back into his old skin. The old act awakens dormant pathways to tactile memory. Even the pulse returns to his palsied hands.
Cricket logs 3 calls. First, foreign number, incoming 36 seconds. Second, a long one to a local number, outgoing, 24 minutes and 8 seconds. Finally, another local number, incoming, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Say the word, H.
Warm electrical hum, a heavy click, and the rush of ambient noise enter in as the receiver is picked up.
Mord?
Checks out.
Aha! Got you! Reptiles. Pass this on to the narcs at the top. Send all the collectors you want. Send your best collectors. I will be waiting.
The spike of the receiver slamming pierces your eardrum like an ice pick.
We're just getting warmed up.
Among listening devices, he's back in his native element, if only for a moment. Stripped of his wounds, back roaring to danger. Static, click.
Gonzalo, you miserable bastard. Is that you?
Have you been today, Marcella?
Guttural, breathless, and somehow strained, as though in the middle of some physical exertion. He's not choking, but something similar to it. Something that has lowered his lung capacity to half.
Good. 6 calls are where everything comes out. Just hope he doesn't knock himself out before we get somewhere.
Yes, Gonzalo. I have bathed twice, and I'm not falling for this today. Not after the stress of dealing with my fucking unfaithful husband's businesses.
See?
Cumulatively, Ramses has listened to more phone sex than you will ever have in your life. As ever, he has a remarkable ear for the rhythms, the things that slip. Your asset makes a sour face, but says nothing, his eyes fixed on the tape player.
For the last time, and I promise, the next one will be accompanied by some dramatic act of self-destruction. I have never once been unfaithful. If anything, I displayed an excess of fidelity.
She's my fucking sister, Gonzalo.
The suggestion of usable information is cruelly whisked away.
Exactly. You and I are bound by an insane pheromonal determinism, Marcella. Don't you see? Anyone who shares your genes is subject to the same inexorable pull. Frankly, it would be weird if I hadn't fucked her.
Sounds like a man who knows what he wants.
Gonzalo, you sick, violent man.
You know what I need at the end of a long day, Marcella. Come on.
What about my day, Gonzalo? You're a fucking supplier.
Target acquired. Ramses' ears perked to attention by your side.
Don't talk to me about my fucking supplier right now. I've already injected myself with the formula. You know the one.
He scares me, Gonzalo. I don't know that I want to deal with him.
Don't speak to me about those fucking people right now. I told you, it's the driver you deal with, not the Azzurri.
But Gonzalo, he has my number.
Not with our setup.
God curse you, woman. Already I'm starting to lose sensation in my lower body. You can do what you want with it, Marcella. It's yours.
Oh, you sick fuck. You would paralyze yourself for me?
Irrigational miracles. This is her shit.
I already have.
And you leave me to run your businesses alone?
All you need to remember about the business is the passphrase, Marcy. That's it.
Derrotato, pero inclaudicable.
Roughly, defeated, but incapable of surrender. Every little act a show of defiance in the face of imagined enemies, down to even his passphrases.
I don't care what it means.
Success nears, big man hungers. You can almost taste those anticonvulsants.
That's all there is to it. Those words through the party alley payphone. Make sure you do it at night this time. And you never need to hear that man's voice again.
Oh, fine.
Now come on. I'm as hard as a rock, but unfeeling, unresisting, vulnerable to anyone who wanted to do something to me.
Got what we needed. Roger that.
All sense of humor is gone. All he wants is to go chasing after those meds.
My legs are gone. My groin is numbing. From the waist down, I'm yours. Soon, I'm going to lose the upper body. And this phone will slip from my hands. You better be here when it does.
Unnameable homemade concoctions surround the motor cortex and zero in for the kill.
Ah, you depraved man. But what if somebody cuts you while you can't move? What if they wound you?
Then I would be fucked. Utterly fucked. Helpless as a cripple. Get over here. Now!
Marcella's breathing deepens to the beginnings of panting. Suddenly, the line goes dead. A recent darkening night. Dr. Gonzo waits in his office chair, unable to show his usual bravado, unable even to say, bored. He surrenders to the sadistic mercies of whoever and whatever comes through his door.
Not my sing H. Fucking sounds like the doctor had a good night though. Shall we, go over the plan?
Again, a soft click precedes the wash of room tones seeping in, and the sound of someone breathing.
Hello? Hello? Who's there?
Doctor, help me! Do you remember your first year at the hospital? The little girl whose tummy was hurting really, really bad.
Wow. Who's the guy? No way. She talked about him. He sounded like a nice guy.
I know it's you, Gonzalo. Fuck you! It's not me!
No, doctor, it's me, Cecilia!
The illusion's gone. You can hear him slurring.
You are drunk, Gonzalo. You need to stop doing this.
Where's my appendix, doctor?
Slam. The receiver crashes. Your eardrums can't take much more of this.
Yeah. Although I'm thinking I might just leave the cricket there. Just fucking get high and listen in every once in a while.
It's not just about this call. He's only now remembering that this is his element.
Cricket communion complete.
For a moment, he'd forgotten how weak he is.
Just about holding it together, H. The dealer's number. You got it? All right. Hirsch, guessing we don't have the soul for this kind of deal. Is this going where I think it's going?
Nicking meds by the trolley. Proper smash and grab.
I assume you have a gun. Shit. Someone's prepared. All right. Then what?
Synaptic roots light up. A grid of variables emerges. Timing, sightlines, crowd density.
From the party alley phone. That's the easy part.
Maximum opacity. 1. Face covered. 2. Bulky clothing. Both of which you already carry. Good.
Where do you want me? You're out of your fucking mind. I'm coming with. Non-negotiable, Hirsch. Back up. I can live with that. It's a plan then. After you place the call from PA, call me, and I'll be there.
Unless we don't call him, you've already got us. You don't need him too. With a loose plan in place, Ramses takes in a big breath and exhales, punctuating whatever he's feeling with a couple of steady nods. 1 for fear, 2 for guilt, 3 for determination.
Is there anything else? Or... See you around, H.
What takes you need anything else? What takes your... you need anything... Thanks first.
A low tilt. You turn your... You return to the rack. Price tags. The rack sat. You turn up.
Good day.
Polaris Pro... Davport. Don't go away. Fine, by God. Good day.
Hello. Again? Yes. How did she look to you? I'm not surprised she takes after me in that way.
That's how she was and remains for him. A mirror of his own qualities and flaws.
If there's anything you can do to help her, please know that. I would be extremely grateful. Until next...
The stall remains as haphazard as ever. If there's a copy of Holocene's novel in Portofino, you turn. The woman stiffens as you approach, but greets you with a small smile, nonetheless.
Ah, hello. We meet again. A fellow honorable peruser, I assume?
She's referring to the honor book stall next to her.
Isn't it? Any effort to make literature more accessible is to be admired, in my opinion. That is a naive view. The people using this stall likely can't afford books otherwise. It's not like they would have spent more somewhere else. Anyway, enough of that. Is there anything I can help you with?
That certainly wasn't there before.
Yes, actually. A title like that tends to linger in the memory. which is probably the only positive comment I can give the whole book.
Not surprising. Holocene's worldview isn't shared by many, if anyone, except the author of that particular book.
I saw it among the collection in the honor bookstore a little while ago, but it may have been taken since then. Well, I didn't finish it, which is always a sign. I aspire to finish every book I pick up. But to answer the question, the writer clearly lacked intention and seemed incapable of inserting surface-level sense into his prose, let alone subterranean meanings worthy of excavation.
Or those meanings were embedded so deep that she failed to dig them out. All Holocene did was hunt for meaning, especially, perhaps, where it doesn't exist.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm also not one to discourage people from reading, even if what they read is drivel. If you still want to give it a go, you should find it in the sci-fi section. Good luck. Brilliant. What did you make of our selection? If we ever get the review back on its feet, I would encourage you to submit. We're always looking out for new talent. I knew there was something happening down there, but I admit, I'm a coward and a shell. I chose to look away so long as the review was kept in operation. Then it is worse than I feared.
The shake in her hand intensifies. She looks like she could be sick.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm any better off for knowing. I suppose it gives me a chance to reflect on it all. Might be some material in there. It's a book of poems called Turned to Fruit. Not much good in it, I'm afraid. Undoubtedly a metaphor, though why they chose that one hasn't become any clearer after reading the majority of the contents.
A failed metaphor, in other words.
There's nothing wrong with them per se. It's more a matter of taste. When you have read as many poems as I have, it's easy to tire of anything that isn't completely fresh. It can be anything. Word combination, structure, the perspective. It could even be a single exquisite metaphor. As long as it's something I haven't seen before and it's done well, it will jump out at me. Of course. Probably due to you finding me away from my work for once. I'm taking a moment to relax now that the latest issue has wrapped.
There's more to it than that. Having a break wasn't our choice.
Yes, you're right. That issue won't be going to print. We've had our funding cut. At least for now. I'm trying to hold myself together. But yes, it has been quite a blow. I'll pull through. Whether the magazine will or not is a different matter.
It's been much harder than she's letting on. That magazine was her life.
I was told that security needed tightening. That was all. Then they kicked me out.
Your little security breach and subsequent escape must have had something to do with it.
Oh. Not to worry. Just a little elevated stress, nothing unusual.
Presumably because her whole life has been flipped around after her magazine was shuttered.
That'll be me. I'm a keen cryptographer. Sometimes, after a long session, I dream in code. Some feral cryptography. Where did you come across this? Merely that cryptography, nowadays, mainly occurs in commercial magazines. It's rare to find an example from real life. It does lead one to wonder where you've been wandering.
Showing this woman the cryptogram has revealed far more than you should.
Not very urgent trouble, I take it. Well, given the time, I would relish the challenge. Come back in a few hours. I should have something for you by then. Goodbye. Hello again. Goodbye.
The stool remains as haphazard. Blood type hecatomb. As you push your hand between the moth-eaten volumes, something pressed between them falls out and lands on the floor at your feet. It's a blank business card with the letters IOU written across it in blue pen ink. Blood type hecatomb, 5 Reno marks, penthouse housing campaign, use call box. It seems your former double and the richest man in Portofino share a similar taste in literature. The private currency of a private citizen. Someone who considers himself an entity worthy of his own monetary standard. His pied a terre in the housing campaign. You just need to find a way in. Look for a fancy call box. You turn away from the piles of... You find yourself. You leave the...
Ah, you found me. As you can see, I didn't get very far. I'm still here, still a Renotel technician.
Sadness fills his movements like a sludge. Unlikely to be a coincidence that he's now occupying a place of reflection.
I'm still considering it. I thought perhaps if I stayed a while at this tree, it would help clear my head. If only I were that kind of person, to unknot myself from responsibility and service my whims. No, I'll have to think about it some more. Peaceful, isn't it? Many people do. For Lusians, it's a symbol of both resilience and transformation. Are you going through something that requires these traits? I know the feeling, but a sense of connection with the tree right now suggests something is coming your way. When that time arrives, make sure you're ready to
die, shoot, kill.
Make true on any sacrifices. Taking my breaks under this tree might be the part of my job I most look forward to now. Because it isn't native to Portofino, or really this part of the world at all. The old Lusians planted it back when this place was a penal colony. Under the first Illuminated Empire, they planted these trees wherever they settled. If you see one, it means the old Illuminated Empire was here. The old Lusian ginkgo. All Lusian ginkgos are effectively clones of a single original. It's this quality that causes them to shed their leaves simultaneously, no matter the latitude or season. It's a major feast day in Lusian culture. Of course, no one knows exactly when the leaves will fall. My abuela used to take me to the shrine to Canopus outside our town. There would always be local officials there making political speeches. No, I used to hide in the shrines while they talked. I thought they were very boring.
Never underestimate the power of subliminal messaging and passive learning.
Anyway, I found myself paying more attention to things like this tree lately. If we must. It? Is that what you said? It? Is that a chemical symbol or something?
Detecting low levels of it here. Seems his return hasn't solved that particular...
What about it? You can plug it directly. I wish I could say it. Right, you...
Hey, Stardust. You just keep blowing back.
Oh, wow. You know.
It's good because it's good. No need to question it. It's a feel thing. Real feel. I mean, like, first you feel it, and then you know it's real.
Why would we want to fuck melancholy, you nonce?
Wait, let her speak. Whoa. I don't know. Isn't the meaning of the song where you make it? Does it all have, like, one meaning?
No, I think I get what she's talking about. Sometimes, when I listen to UV, I get nostalgic for a time I wasn't even alive in. Hey, what is melancholy, do you think? Why is it not as bad? But also heavier, right?
Obviously not gonna stop listening to her.
I'll keep listening for sure. And thanks. That was seriously Munglo.
Sure.
Back again, are we? This is what's there for you. Well...
He circles.
Personal, yes? Of course you would.
You pick up the payphone's handset. A dolphin emblem smiles at you, its eyes wide. You step away. You pick up the payphone's handset. A dolphin emblem smiles.
Hello, and welcome as always. A joke, obviously. This show would never solicit personal information from you, unlike the government, priests, and talking animals in your dreams. Remember, people, you don't have to answer. The animal zone has long been compromised, comrade. I had an undercover bag mongoose keeping watch all along. They have non-retractable claws. Dead, mostly. Suicide.
Does that make us the last of a once proud hybrid race?
What the so-called scientists failed to take into account was that, apparently, the human parts of their brains simply couldn't deal with the dolphins' more primal urges. The survivors have a tank at the bottom of Nestor's old silo, though who knows how many remain.
You didn't see anything resembling a tank down there, unless there are sub-levels yet to uncover.
Salute.
The receiver clicks back into place.
Yes. Ah, very well.
Remember, Hirsch. Later, Hirsch. Remember, Hirsch. Later, Hirsch. Keep me in the loop.
Hirsch.
What's that? Yes, there's definitely a sadness to live in. But I think I know what you mean. There is melancholy you can F and melancholy you can't. But if you figured it out, Hirsch, best say no more about it. Because you can't. Go ahead. No problem. Sure. No problem, Hirsch. Sweet dreams, Hirsch.
This has to be Reno's pied-à-terre. He's one of the only people in Portofino who could afford this kind of luxury. A camera. The camera does not blow a kiss back.
Private residence. Please state your business. No. Are you? No. You sure don't look like one of them. I'm afraid not. The business has concluded for now. I mean, I have no idea about any business Mr. Reno might have.
Both of those things can't be true.
Neither. The only business taking place is this right here. Between you and me. No, I simply misspoke. Too bad for you, as I decide what the facts are here.
In front of whose call box you stand, wearing his pink tie. A sordid affair. That's what the senior negotiator said himself. That's what the prisoner said.
I'm sorry. Formal business has concluded. You'll need to leave a message if you want to contact Mr. Reno.
The delicacy isn't lost on me, but my instructions were clear. All right, come on up.
The cover of the book is the first thing that catches your eye. Hand-painted, blood-adorned. The text reads, Blood-type Hecatomb by H.S. Lastra. The key to the next layer of the cipher. But be warned, you may have to read the whole thing. An attempt to escape, maybe. One not diverting enough to drown out the incessant knocking of the world. A couple of chapters from the end. You are preparing to strike the cruelest blow. With a furtive glance over your shoulder, you slip the book into your pocket.
First things first, I know what you're thinking. And this isn't my cat.
Once again, you appear to have crossed paths with this strange man. Not for the last time, you sense.
I sensed that it was only a matter of time before we came face to face again. But I wasn't sure you'd find your way up here.
You may have gotten the better of him in the bazaar, but he's a step ahead here. Keep your guard up. This lapdog of the techno-fascists has been following your scent with impunity.
The cat's not the focus here anyway. There's no reason to assume this is Mr. Reno's cat. Working? Of course. No, I can't tell you the specifics. I'd love to, actually. But we're on opposite teams now, in a way. You know, I recognized you at Photo 24. A serendipitous coincidence, truly. I knew you'd been shelled these last few years. But of course, a man of my stature must have a keen eye for the talent. You passed my test on the call box, Herschel. I'd almost forgotten you get excited when you're nervous.
Your blood cells scream at the sound of your name on his tongue. Turn this situation around immediately.
There's no reason to assume the cats are one and the same. Really, what a generalization. Of course, Herschel. Why else would I seek you out if not to exchange knowledge, skills, and expertise? To live, to laugh, perchance to love? Don't get hung up on that last part, Herschel. It was just a flash of inspiration. Our friendship goes way back, and I wouldn't want anything to soil it, you know.
Way back. Where? A flash of inspiration. He seems to be drowning in it.
Easy now. There's no need for that. I'm not here to fight you. I thought our long-standing friendship is above such displays of aggression.
Long-standing. We don't know this man.
That's a very hurtful thing to say. Especially after you've victimized me in public.
His face drops.
That's a very cruel joke, Herschel. 5 years gone, and that's how you greet your friends.
5 years? No reliable entries. Just the dim feeling that's haunted you from the Photoshop. A shadow hovering in the background. The crew's in here. He's not in it.
This pretense of ignorance is really hurtful. Really, I expected you'd treat your old colleague, Ignatz, a little better than this.
There must be something usable in here. Searching. Wait. Ignatz. The name from Taxman's ledger.
You remember me now, of course. I know. I've changed.
The coat. It's a recent acquisition.
Exactly. A new coat befitting of my new position. Thank you for noticing.
His coat is kind of cool, actually.
You and I, we're on the same level. We've always understood each other. And so my desires are nothing covetous. I'm simply offering you the excellent opportunity to work together again. Just like in the old days.
Highly suspicious. Warrants further investigation. Approach cautiously. There may yet be gold hidden in that repulsive coat.
She's beautiful, isn't she? Purebred, probably. They have papers when they're this beautiful. The cat is its own animal, free from the burden of society and property rights.
Show prey, you are predator.
Please, Herschel, do not try to act feral. It does not suit you. You and I both know that we are well-trained professionals, paid to keep up a certain standard of appearance.
Evidence of this training is yet to manifest. To the extent that our lives matter, even one iota, it is only under the gaze of this cat. The moment it closes his eyes, he may as well cease to be.
People like you and me, we're not supposed to meet a cat like this. We can't really handle it, in a way. Listen, it's a big thing petting a high-grade cat like this. There's no telling how it'll react. But then, if you need to do it, of course, who am I to stop you from petting a cat?
The joints of your fingers dissolve in the voluminous white. There's something you should be doing, but you're not.
All right. You got to pet the cat. Now the petting is over. Just an animal? Herschel, this cat is magnificent. Look at it. Look at the fur, the color, the tail. It's beautiful. You're lucky this cat doesn't speak or understand human. Otherwise, it would be very displeased. I don't know yet. But whatever it is, I know it will be okay. I know. We need to restrain ourselves, or it'll be all we discuss. You're thinking very short-term, Herschel. I'm disappointed. Seriously. In my new position, I've developed a number of very highly placed sources.
Big, if true.
Very sneaky. But I'm in no position to share that information at this time. Your old friend Ignatz has been moving up in the world. I'm on a very complex and sensitive assignment on behalf of my new employer. Secret treaties will be discussed in a matter of days in this very apartment. Your old asset Ignatz is here, preparing the field, so to speak. Fucking leaks, Herschel. Unbelievable. Who was it? You can't blame me for trying, Herschel. I'm a go-getter, you know this. Nice try. You know I can't tell you that. Don't worry, it is not the bank. A man's got to know who he is and who he isn't. Otherwise, who is he? Please, Herschel, that's a very offensive term to use. Some of them are very honorable people. Servants of the state, like you. In any event, it's a very unusual arrangement. I'm basically de facto lead on this assignment. It's very offensive to imply what you're implying, Herschel. My position is perfectly legitimate.
Legitimate?
Currently, I'm overseeing the sanitation technicians. It may seem pedestrian, but in reality the responsibility could only be handled by someone at the level of de facto lead. You see before you the aftermath of a soiree organized by the owner of this place, Mr. Reno, and those leaky empter animals. My new employer suspects some pre-game empter mindfuckery. Work with me and I'll tell you all about it. These aren't normal cleaners, Herschel, despite how you may perceive them. If they came in their true form, it would arouse many suspicions. These are very highly trained specialists, retained by my new employer for the most complex and sensitive assignments. More than that, I can't tell you for your safety and mine. Rituals of good living. I light candles to Aldebaran, who governs the hustle. I work out at the gym. I don't discharge my essence too often. It is all in the routine.
The essence belongs to the state. It is to be discharged regularly.
Please, Herschel, let's not act like we're not both people of the world. You attempt to prey on my vulnerability to words of affirmation. Very underhanded, yet effective. It's really too bad we aren't working together on this.
On this cleanup, right?
Think like an animal, Herschel. They don't look at the stars and ask themselves if they are really alone in the universe. They just drag themselves from sick pleasure to sick pleasure. Distractions from having to fathom their place in a dark and endless universe.
Yum. Rah-rah.
Pretty fucked up, if you ask me. I saw this thing on TV the other day. About pink dolphins. Did you know pink dolphins are all drug addicts and sexual deviants? I knew I was right to seek you out. You could say that, Herschel, but that is also a gross reduction of the truth. These days, one must think in all 4 dimensions to keep up with the latest advancements. It may sound mad, but only because I've trained myself to see into their twisted minds. The bankers are backwards people, so you have to think in reverse to understand their moves. It's very straightforward. I'd like you to take some wildlife photography. I would like to see some leaky animals in their natural habitat, doing what such animals do. Oh, Herschel, where has the passion gone? Where's the vim, the vigor? This is not inspirational, not at all. But fine, I'll indulge. One of the men providing physical security for these upcoming talks is a carabinero rat. He's leaking information to his controller.
That wasn't too difficult to spell out now, was it?
I need a photo of this leaking in action. The Carabineros act as empty security detail for the upcoming talks. And just like their masters, are notorious for their unreliability and corruption. I suspect the Carabinero rat is readying itself to jeopardize the discussions. If you accept the job, I'll tell you all about them. Herschel, you of all people should know that power differentials matter. My new employers have trusted me with this site here, which is of much greater importance.
The wall of glass behind him is quite something.
Seriously? Does the opera expect you to subsist on charity? Things must be even worse under post-historical materialism than they say.
Post-historical materialism needs no photos of it. Everyone can see for themselves how great it is.
Fortunately for you, I will be supplying the camera on this assignment. This is a one-time opportunity. I need you committed before this place is cleaned up. I'd hate for you to miss out on a chance for us to collaborate again. I have ascertained the filthy Carabinero, and I have also ascertained his controller. All you need to do is get them on film together. If you prove yourself a capable sub-lead, I'm sure we could come to some mutually beneficial and totally unofficial agreement. Everyone comes out ahead, except the leaky animals. I get rid of a problem, and you'll receive some information that will make your life and the opera's much more interesting. Maybe back home you are, but the opera's stuck in their old way. You need the skilled, gentle, and contemporary hand of Ignatz to guide you. Very good, Herschel. The animal you're looking for always wears half his uniform, even of ours. You'll know him by his corrupt, sleazy demeanor, his dead eyes, and dark, floppy hair. Truly, an unappealing individual. In a proper society, he'd be euthanized or at least kept indoors. A local woman, about your age, with a mole on her cheek. They meet every day on the bridge that's east of the bazaar roundabout. A great place for some filthy fucking animals to do their leaky business. You'll need to use this camera. It's a very special piece of technology, but the film inside of it is even more special. Make sure you use it.
Danger. How about a self-portrait or a still shot of a beautiful landscape? Don't point it at yourself.
My new employers have different ideas about privacy and conscience than you or I. But I can't judge. Another man's house, another man's rules. They're trying to build a post-historical final society, with a final man as its subject. So naturally they can't have old-style thoughts going around. That's how I understand it.
A psychographic camera.
It's not like here or in the superblock, Herschel. My new employers do not fuck around. They have cameras everywhere, taking photographs with this exact film.
A machine to picture the inner workings of the soul. A miracle of light, glass, and chemicals to preserve that which has so rarely been known.
Please, Herschel. The poor woman does not exist. It's a mere fabrication by the lonely, deprived mind of a small business owner. No. A de facto counterintelligence lead cannot risk being seen in the same place twice. Our enemies are very attuned to patterns, and so forth. Once you've got the photos developed, meet me on the rooftops of the housing campaign. Any night.
A secret meeting within a labyrinth of aerials. Sending and receiving.
One quality photograph of the Carabinero leaking in the wild will do. Make sure you get the woman too, his controller. And try not to call attention to yourself. These are highly dangerous individuals. I'm sure I don't need to explain. Herschel, I thought you would be coming here for your old friend Ignaz. I am disappointed, but also empathetic. This makes one live longer. That's what the latest literature says, at least. Mr. Reno, I believe, is in the kitchen, waiting for this operation to conclude. Tempo, our old crewmate. What about him? Truthfully, Tempo worked with me, but that was already some time ago. Better pastures find Ignaz, always. He is unreliable, out of his mind, and constantly late. A specialist like me needs collaborators who are more reliable. People like you, and of course, people like myself.
Speaking about him in the present tense. Very strange. Squirming, zigzagging, pin him down.
What do you mean, dead? I've no idea what you're talking about, but I do know people usually receive what they deserve. Like me, with this job.
Despite the verbal evasions, his manner is genuine. He doesn't know anything about Tempo's demise.
Besides, I figure he's just disappeared again. Probably on vacation. Normally, Herschel, I would have to keep all of this under wraps. But since you and I go way back and are totally cool, and now working together, I can tell you all about it. Mr. Reno will host talks between La Luz and Emter here on matters of world historical import. May have to rewrite the textbooks, if you know what I mean. You're much better than I expected. But I also expected you to be very good, Herschel. I knew I wouldn't regret recruiting you for the job. It's great to be on the same page, isn't it? Up here in the big leagues.
Around you, cleaners continue their work diligently. Monks.
You're probably thinking, how did my old pal Ignaz best me? This is what I mean by observations. I've been extremely diligent in my observations. Thank you, Herschel. You may have had the luxury of taking all those years off, but I've been on the grind, as those filthy Emter animals say. Something very like that. I understand he gets the right to certain highly coveted flight paths. Men like Reno, they know how to make money coming and going. I trust this will stay between us, Herschel, seeing as we're friends and all. Very good. I'll be waiting. It's a pleasure to be working together again.
You have never. Muffled noises emanate from within. Dear God, it's trying to talk to you. The figure shakes, not its head, but sort of the whole top half of its body, and turns back to its portable vacuum.